Om Shanti. Today is Tuesday, the 5th of November 2024. On this Tuesday morning, let us listen to the Sakar Murli from our beloved Bap Dada. Bap Dada Madhuban. Essence. Sweet children, only you children have this elevated knowledge of the drama. So what is Baba telling us? Sweet children, only you children have this elevated knowledge of the drama. You know that this drama repeats identically. The essence once again on this Tuesday morning, Baba says, sweet children, only you children have this elevated knowledge of the drama. You know that this drama repeats identically. Today's question is, what question do householders ask Baba and what advice does Baba give them? In answer, Baba says, some children ask, Baba, should I do business? Baba says, children, you may do business, but do royal business. So, Baba underlines the word royal. Baba says, children, you may do business, but do royal business. Brahmin children must not carry out the dirty business of alcohol, cigarettes, etc. because there is a greater pull of the vices through those. Om Shanti. The spiritual father explains to you spiritual children. One is of the elevated directions of the spiritual father and the other is of the devilish diktats of Ravan. The father's directions cannot be called devilish diktats. Ravan cannot be called the father. Those are the devilish diktats of Ravan. You children are now receiving God's directions. There is such a difference of day and night. Baba says, it enters your intellects that you are imbibing divine virtues by following God's directions. Only you children hear this from the Father. No one else knows about this. You meet the Father in order to receive wealth from Him. So why do we meet the Father? We meet the Father in order to receive wealth from Him. Through Ravan, your wealth continues to decrease. Only you know where God's directions lead you and where devilish diktats lead you. So the others who are agyanis, they do not know where the directions are leading them. Whereas Baba says, only you know, meaning we Brahmin children, only you know where God's directions lead you and where devilish diktats lead you. From the time that you received devilish diktats, you have continued to fall. In the new world, you only fall a little. You children have now understood how it was that you fell and how you now have to climb up. Meaning, we have understood the complete cycle of the beginning, the middle and the end of the world. You children are now receiving Srimad in order to become elevated once again. Baba says you have come here to become elevated. You know how you receive elevated directions once again. You have claimed a high status many times by following elevated directions. So how did we get a high status? Baba says you have claimed a high status many times by following elevated directions. Then, while taking rebirth, you have continued to come down. You then ascend just once. So Baba says you have claimed a high status many times by following elevated directions. Then, while taking rebirth, you have continued to come down. You then ascend just once. It is number-wise according to the efforts you make. The Father explains that it takes time. So, Baba is telling us that this effort takes time. The time of the most auspicious confluence age is very accurate. Baba says the drama also moves in a very accurate way and it is very wonderful. Baba is highlighting three words here, drama, accurate and wonderful. Baba says the drama also moves in a very accurate way and it is very wonderful. You children are very easily able to understand that you have to remember the Father and claim the inheritance. That's all. So, what do we have to remember? Baba says you children are very easily able to understand that you have to remember the Father and claim the inheritance. That's all. However, when you make effort, some of you find it difficult and not that easy to claim such a highest on high status. It is very easy to remember the father, and to claim your inheritance is also easy. Baba says it is a matter of a second. However, when you begin to make effort, there are also obstacles from Maya. You have to conquer Ravan. There is the kingdom of Ravan over the whole world. You now understand that you have been conquering Ravan with the power of Yoga every cycle. So, what do we understand now? That we have been conquering Ravan with the power of Yoga every cycle. Even now, you are gaining victory over him. Baba says it is the unlimited Father who is teaching you this. On the path of devotion too, you have been calling out, Baba, Baba. However, previously you didn't know the Father. You used to know about souls. It is said, a wonderful star shines in the center of the forehead. Whilst knowing about souls, you didn't know about the Father. So, Baba says, whilst knowing about souls, you didn't know the Father. Although we have been calling out on the path of devotion, we have been calling out to Baba. But whilst knowing about souls, you didn't know the Father, says Baba. This is such a unique drama. You used to say, O Supreme Father, Supreme Soul. You used to remember him, but you didn't know him. So, what is the difference? Baba says, in Bhakti Marg, on the path of devotion, we used to remember him, but we did not know him. Baba says, you neither fully knew the occupation of God nor of souls. The Father himself comes and explains to you. No one except the Father can make you have realization. No one else has this part. So, this drama is so beautiful that everyone's part is fixed, including the Supreme Souls, the Fathers. Baba says no one except the Father can make you have realization. No one else has this part. The godly community, the devilish community, and the divine community are all remembered. So, what all are remembered? The godly community, the devilish community, and the divine community are all remembered. This is very easy, but it is only in your remembering these things that Maya causes you obstacles. She makes you forget. The Father says, you remember the Father number-wise according to your efforts. Then, when it is the end of the drama, that is, when it is the end of the old world, that kingdom will definitely be established number-wise according to the efforts you make. So, what is Baba saying? Then, when it is the end of the drama, that is, when it is the end of the old world, that kingdom, meaning the new kingdom, will definitely be established number-wise according to the efforts you make. No one can understand these things from the scriptures. This one studied the Gita, etc. a great deal. So now we are talking about Brahma Baba, who has studied the Gita a great deal. The Father now says, that has no value. However, on the path of devotion, they receive a lot of pleasure through their ears, and this is why they don't renounce any of that. So, earlier we used to be studying only orally, so we used to listen. So, Baba says, on the path of devotion, they receive a lot of pleasure through their ears, and this is why they don't renounce any of that. You know that everything depends on the efforts you make. Some people's business is royal, whereas the business of others is dirty. Baba gives the example, to sell alcohol, cigarettes, etc. is very bad business. Is a very bad business. Alcohol attracts all the vices. The business of making someone an alcoholic is not a good business. The Father advises you, find a way to change that business. So Baba is emphasizing the word change. Find a way to change that business, otherwise you won't be able to claim a high status. The Father explains, there is a loss in all of those types of businesses where there is no imperishable jewels of knowledge. Baba is talking about Brahma Baba now. Although this one used to have a jewelry business, he didn't benefit from that. At the most, he became a millionaire. What do you become through this business? Baba always writes in letters to them, multi-million times fortunate one, and you became that for 21 births. So what is Baba writing to us? Baba always writes in the letters to them, meaning to us children, multi-million times fortunate one, and you become that for 21 births. You can also understand that what Baba says is absolutely right. We were those deities, and then we came down as we went around the cycle. You now know. Baba says you now also know the beginning, middle, and end of the world. You have received this knowledge from the Father, but you also have to imbibe divine virtues. So, although we have received the knowledge from the Father, we also have to imbibe divine virtues. You have to check yourselves to see that you don't have any devilish traits. Baba says this Baba knows that he has given his building, his body, on rent. Meaning, Brahma Baba has given his heart and soul, his complete body to Shiv Baba, and therefore he says, this Baba knows that he has given his building, that is his body, on rent. This body is also a building in which the soul resides. I have a lot of intoxication that I have rented out my building to God. So, even in Lokik, when we rent out our building, we feel very happy that we are getting some income out of that. So, for somebody to rent his entire body out for God's business, how much happy should be? So, Baba says, I have a lot of intoxication that I have rented out my building to God. This is Brahma Baba saying it. According to the drama plan, he is not going to take any other building. So, Shiv Baba is not going to take any other building other than Brahma Baba's. Every cycle, he just has to take this building. This one has great happiness about this. But there was also so much upheaval at that time. This Baba jokingly sometimes says to Shiv Baba, Baba, when I became your chariot, I had to take so many insults. So, Brahma Baba is giving complaints or ulahana to Shiv Baba that when I became your chariot, I had to take so many insults. The father says, I was the one who was insulted the most, and now it is your turn. So, Shiv Baba is telling Brahma Baba, I was the one who was insulted the most, and it is now your turn. Brahma was never insulted previously, but it is now his turn. He has given his chariot, and so he understands that he will definitely also receive help from the Father. So, what nasha or intoxication did Brahma Baba have? That since he has given his chariot, his body, to the Father, he will definitely also receive help from the Father. Nevertheless, Baba says that you children can go ahead faster than me in constantly remembering the Father. This is because this one has a lot of responsibility. Although he puts everything aside, saying that it is the drama, there is still some effect of that. That person used to do very good service. He became spoilt by bad company. So much disservice takes place. When you perform such actions, there is an effect of that. At that time, you don't understand that it is also in the predestined drama. You think about it later, how it was fixed in the drama. Baba says, Maya spoils your image, and so there is a lot of disservice done. Innocent ones are assaulted so much. Here, one's own children do so much disservice. They begin to say all sorts of wrong things. So, here we are talking about the entire yajna and how it had come up through the times. Baba says, here one's own children do so much disservice. They begin to say all sorts of wrong things. You children now understand what the Father is telling you. He doesn't relate any scriptures, etc. We are now becoming very elevated by following Srimad. By following devilish diktats, we have become very corrupt. It takes time. Baba says the battle with Maya will continue. You will now definitely gain victory. You understand that you definitely gain victory over the lands of peace and happiness. We have been gaining victory every cycle. Baba says establishment and destruction take place at this most auspicious confluence age. So let's hear that again. Establishment and destruction take place at this most auspicious confluence age. Baba says you children have all of these details in your intellects. Baba highlights the word details. The Father is truly carrying out establishment through us. Then we shall rule the world. We don't even give thanks to Baba. So, Baba is telling us that the Father is truly carrying out the establishment through us. We will then rule the world. We don't even give thanks to Baba. The Father says this too is fixed in the drama. I too am an actor in this drama. Everyone's part in the drama is fixed. Shiv Baba has a part and we also have parts. There is no question of giving thanks. Shiv Baba says, I give you Shrimat and show you the path. So what is Baba's task? Baba's task is to give us the Shrimat and show us the path. And it is also fixed in the drama that we do not even give thanks to Shiv Baba for this. No one else can show you this. Baba says, tell anyone who comes that there used to be the new Satopradhan world of heaven. This old world is said to be Tamopradhan. In that case, you have to imbibe divine virtues in order to become Satopradhan. You have to remember the Father. This is the mantra. Manmana bhav, Madhyaji bhav. So what are the two mantras we should remember? Manmana bhav and Madhyaji bhav. That is all. He also says, I am the Supreme Guru. You children now enable the whole world to receive salvation through the pilgrimage of remembrance. So what do we children do? We enable the whole world to receive salvation through the pilgrimage of remembrance. Only Shiv Baba is the Guru of the world and he gives you Shrimat. You know that we receive the Shrimat every 5,000 years. The cycle continues to turn. Today this world is old and tomorrow it will be new. It is very easy to understand this cycle, but you also have to remember. You have to remember it so that you can explain to others and yet you forget it. So Baba tells us it is very easy to understand this cycle, but you also have to remember it so that you can explain to others and yet you forget it. When someone falls, all of this knowledge in him finishes. Maya takes away all his talents and skills. She removes all their talents and makes them completely talentless. They become trapped in the vices in such a way, don't even ask. Baba says, you now remember the whole cycle. You have been in the brothel for birth after birth and have been committing thousands of sins. You say in front of all the idols that you have been sinners for birth after birth. So, on the path of devotion, we stand in front of idols and we keep saying that we ourselves have been sinners for birth after birth. We were previously charitable souls and we then became sinful souls. We are now becoming charitable souls once again. You children are receiving this knowledge. Then you give it to others and make them the same as yourselves. Baba says there is a difference in those who live at home with their families. They are unable to explain as much as you. So there is a difference between those who are staying at Madhuban and those who stay at home with their families. Baba says they are unable to explain as much as you. However, not everyone can renounce everything. The Father himself says, whilst living at home, become like a lotus. If everyone were to renounce everything and come here, where would all of them sit? The Father is knowledgeful. He doesn't study any of the scriptures, etc. This one studied the scriptures, etc. Meaning Brahma Baba did. It is of myself that they say, God, the Father, is knowledgeful. So Baba is telling about himself. It is of myself that they say, God the Father is knowledgeful. People don't even know what knowledge the Father has. You now have the whole knowledge of the beginning, middle, and end of the world. You know that those scriptures of the path of devotion are eternal. Those scriptures definitely emerge on the path of devotion. They ask, if a mountain has fallen, how will it be created again? However, this is in the drama. So, Baba says, when people ask if a mountain has fallen, how will it be created again? When we say that the entire cycle repeats exactly time and time again. Baba says, however, this is in the drama. All the scriptures, etc., finish and then they are created again at their own time. Previously, Baba says, we used to worship Shiva. This would also be mentioned in the scriptures. How is Shiva worshipped? People sing so many verses, etc. You simply remember that Shiv Baba is the ocean of knowledge. He is now giving us this knowledge. The Father has explained to you how this world cycle turns. They have written such tall stories in the scriptures that you would never even think of. So, you children should have so much happiness within. The unlimited Father is teaching us. It is remembered. Student life is the best. So, what is remembered? Student life is the best. God speaks, I make you into kings of kings. These things are not mentioned in any of the other scriptures. This is the highest attainment of all. In fact, there is just the one Guru who grants everyone salvation. Although those who establish the religions are called Gurus, a Guru is one who grants salvation. So Baba is clarifying the meaning of the word Guru. Baba says, although those who establish the religions are called Gurus, a Guru is one, Baba says a Guru is actually one who grants salvation. To play their parts, those Gurus make everyone follow them. They cannot show anyone the path to go back home. The procession of Shiva is not remembered of any other Guru. So what is not remembered of other Gurus? The procession of Shiva. People have them mixed up, Shiva and Shankar. So people have then mixed up Shiva and Shankar. There is a difference between that one who is a resident of the subtle region and the other one who is a resident of the incorporeal world. So Shankar is a resident of the subtle region, whereas Shiva is the one who is the resident of the incorporeal world. How could they both be one? Baba asks. They wrote that on the path of devotion. Brahma, Vishnu and Shankar are three children. You can also explain about Brahma. He has been adopted and so he is Shiv Baba's child. The Father is the highest on high and all of this is his creation. So Baba says the Father is the highest on high and all of this is his creation. So much has to be understood. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the mother, the father, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says namaste to you spiritual children and we the spiritual children also say namaste to our spiritual father. Today's essence for dharana has 2 points. The first point, do the business of the imperishable jewels of knowledge and become multi-million times fortunate for 21 births. Baba says, check yourself. Do I have any devilish traits in me? Am I doing any business that would make me develop more vices? Second point, you have to stay on the pilgrimage of remembrance and enable the whole world to attain salvation. Follow the Srimat of the one Father, the Satguru, and do the service of making others similar to yourselves. Take care that Maya never makes you talentless. Today's blessing, may you experience goodness in anything bad and by your intellect having faith, become a carefree emperor. Let's hear the blessing again. Baba says, may you experience goodness in anything bad and by your intellect having faith, become a carefree emperor. Baba explains, constantly remember the slogan, whatever happened, it was good, it is good and it will be the best. So, what slogan should we remember? Whatever happened, it was good, it is good and it will be the best. Do not see anything bad as being bad, but experience goodness even in something bad. Learn a lesson from anything bad. When any situation arises, do not think what happened, but instantly think it will be good. Whatever has passed, it will be good. Where there is goodness, you will constantly be a carefree emperor. For your intellect to have faith, means to be a carefree emperor. Finally, the slogan for today: the record of those who have regard for themselves and who give regard to others is always fine. Let's hear the beautiful slogan again. The record of those who have regard for themselves and who give regard to others is always fine. Acha, Om Shanti.